All right, all right, all right. The Philadelphia Eagles lose to the 49ers at home after the starters got a week's rest. 23-19. I just remembered the score now. I don't know how long this video is going to go. I'm just going to let it all out. Um, let's start with the game, and then let's start with my opinions on what other people are thinking. First of all, congrats to the 49ers. 49ers are a team that's resilient. Every single time, they've gotten a lot of injuries that I don't think 98% of football teams out there just cannot deal with all season, and they won a playoff game. So congrats to the 49ers. They honestly deserve it. But on to the Philadelphia Eagles. This is the most embarrassing loss of the Nick Siriani era. Nothing comes close. When you lost in the Super Bowl to Patrick Mahomes, it was a little bit of some bullshit. You can hang your hat on, okay, some penalties here and there, the fucking field, whatever. When you lost to the Buccaneers, you were on the road against the Buccaneers, and you were 9-8. You weren't going to realistically win that game, and even if you did, you weren't going to make it far in the playoffs. It's okay. You were at home. You were third seed. You were at home. All your starters got rested. You were playing a banged-up 49ers team that literally generated no pressure all day, and you lose. I'm going to go ahead and say now, any offensive coordinator with any years of experience would have won this game. I think I heard Tom Brady on the broadcast say at least 60 times, tempo. You got to speed up the tempo. This D-line doesn't generate pressure. You got to speed up the tempo. The Eagles didn't fucking do that. I questioned why Nick Sirianni didn't start calling plays. And even though it's not entirely his fault, this game's heavily on Patullo. This is a game where Jalen Hurts should have realistically thrown the ball 40 times, because that defensive line gets no pressure. They didn't get a lot of pressure. Oh, but their run defense was also bad. Yeah, but if Jalen Hurts has time in the pocket and these receivers get open, he can make throws. You even saw it in that game. The Eagles didn't do that. Saquon Barkley played better, but he still got those run plays where it got stuffed. And what was going to be the recipe for us winning games in the postseason? A long, sustained offensive drives. Guess what didn't happen? Long, sustained offensive drives. We had one or two, but we needed more. It came back to bite us in the end. You know, I would have been okay if we lost to the Bears next week on the road against the Bears. Fine. That's okay. We're on the road. This offense wasn't good enough. But never in my wildest dreams did I think you would lose a game at home against a banged-up team after your team is healthy. Now, we didn't have Lane Johnson, but honestly, that didn't matter. Because the penalty, I think one time there was a penalty on Fred Johnson, but there was other penalties on the offense. And that's another thing that has killed this team all season. Another thing that isn't Kevin Patullo's fault is these penalties in key moments. We would get a 10-yard plus play to get a first down and then a penalty. Holding on offense. Usually an offensive lineman. Today, it was a receiver. Why in the world is we always praised Jay Stoutland for a job he did last year with the offensive line and the job he's done the last couple of years. I think his staying on this team has to be questioned. This has been one of the worst offensive lines I have seen in a while all season. And I know there's been a lot of injuries. But these holding penalties, man. The 49ers had like 2 penalties all game. And to be perfectly honest, one of those penalties was bullshit. You mean to tell me that the 49ers were the more disciplined team today? With their plethora of injuries? Yeah. Back to the offense, though. Ken Patullo needs to get fired today. Or tomorrow. I legitimately fear for his safety because sports fans, especially super diehard, like this is everything, this is my life sports fans, are going to legitimately send him hate mail. They're going to actually threaten his life. They're going to go on any social media platform he has and let him have it. I don't think that's fair. I don't think you should be threatening somebody's life because at the end of the day, it's entertainment, okay? Like, at the end of the day, yes, the Eagles lost. Yes, I'm upset. Yes, it's frustrating. But life goes on. Tomorrow's a different day. And in about 3 to 4 days, it might still sting. But I'm going to move forward. Because this is entertainment at the end of the day. You shouldn't be threatening people's lives, actually, online. And I can go on a whole video rant about like people just taking sports way too seriously. But that's for another video. Back to the Eagles offense. Yeah, Ken Patullo. Look, man. I thought this defense was good enough to keep us in games enough for the offense to figure some things out to get us wins. The defense let us down today. And going into this game, if you said, hey, the Eagles are going to lose because the offense isn't going to be anemic, because the offense is going to be shit, and that's why the Eagles are going to lose. Okay, I can see that. If you had told me today, hey, the Eagles are going to lose because Jake Elliott misses 2 field goals in the win, which he missed an extra point, and that's why the Eagles lose, fine. I can accept that. If you were to tell me today the Eagles would lose because the offense was okay, Jake Elliott missed an extra point, but he made his field goals, but the defense gave up a lot of big plays, that's the one I didn't think was going to happen. I legitimately thought we would shut down that Niners offense, and the run game wasn't really working, so we did well that, but the pass game, man, too many trick plays worked, too many big, like, as soon as that big-ass pass from Brock Purdy for 61 yards to the Robinson guy happened, we should have known something weird was going to happen. But it's the beginning of the game. But yeah, the defense, man, the defense let us down too. Like, it wasn't just the offensive play call, it was the defense. Back to the offense. A.J. fucking Brown. You bitched and complained all season that you didn't get targets. You bitched and complained the entirety of the rest of the season. Then we started giving you the ball and you start catching important passes. This is the playoffs. I vividly remember in this game just now, 2 balls that he straight up dropped. Where Jalen Hurts put it on the money and A.J. Brown just fucking dropped those passes. Straight up. You cannot be bitching and complaining on the sidelines like a Devo receiver if you're going to drop passes in key crucial moments, bro. You were a disappointment this game. Saquon Barkley, he played pretty good. He's still slow, and I still think Tanks Bigsby didn't get the ball enough. I don't know what it was. They just didn't want to give Tanks Bigsby the ball enough. I don't know why. They didn't want to switch him in and out. I guess that's what happens when you get a good offensive play caller is they'll switch out Saquon with Tanks Bigsby. So When Patullo gets fired, because he will absolutely get fired. If Kevin Patullo doesn't get fired, I will be surprised. Hopefully that means we can bring Mike McDaniel in because he has a connection with Vic Fangio. If that happens, I'm really confident about next season. But the fact that Tank Bigsby didn't get more carries is a crime. Saquon looked better this game, but he lost the explosiveness, man. He wasn't as fast as this was last year. There were like 2 plays this game where, like, if this was last year Saquon Barkley, there were touchdowns. Devonta Smith played good. There was a pass he dropped, and then there was a couple throws from Jalen that were up. But Jalen Hurts, for the most part, played good. Didn't turn over the ball. Didn't really put it in harm's way. Didn't really change. He changed a couple plays in the first half, but then see, that's the other frustrating thing, too. This team in the first half and second half is just 2 different stories. I don't understand it. How can you have a really good fluid first half, but then the second half comes around and you forget how to play football on offense? I never understood that. It's been going on all year, and even happened a little bit last year. But, like, bro, like, I just don't get it. At some point, it was just like these 3 and outs were hurting us. Yeah, man. This was the most embarrassing loss because of all the factors. Like, if the Niners were fully healthy, I think it wouldn't be as embarrassing. But because they were banged up, because of everything like I just talked about, because you guys were healthy for the most part, this was embarrassment, man. You can recover from this. That's the good news. Like, it's not like the Bears and Packers where the Packers choked that big ass lead and they might not recover for a while. You can recover from this because the very clear problem is the offense. So at least the Eagles know what the problem is. We know what the problem is. It's the offensive coordinator. That's the biggest issue. I think the big 2 issues is the offensive line and the offensive coordinator. Those 2 issues need to be addressed this offseason, and if they're replaced by good personnel and good people, we're contenders again next season. But you need to get the right OC in here, and you need to get good, solid linemen. They're going to stay healthy. Lane Johnson needs to retire, man. It's done. It's time to hang it up. You were hurt the entire season. You played like 3 games. Like, you're a Hall of Famer, yes. It's time to hang it up, Lane. We need to get a new tackle. Right tackle that actually fucking knows how to play. And it might be time to get rid of Stoutland, man. This offensive line, just too many penalties all year. Way too many penalties all year. In big key moments. And we need another offensive coordinator, man. And that's going to be to the next point. Nick Sirianni cannot hire an offensive coordinator ever again. Just let's take that power out of his hands. Just let's take that power out of his hands. Do not allow Nick Sirianni to hire another offensive coordinator ever again. Just please do not have this. Do not. He's done. It happened twice. The 2 times he did it, it cost us fucking seasons. It's over. He can have a say in the offensive coordinator that he would like, but he can't be the one to make that decision, man. If I'm Howie Roseman, we're not firing Nick. Everybody that's saying fire Nick Sirianni, no, we're not firing Nick Sirianni. It's not going to happen. So don't even think about it. Especially in this coaching cycle where like half the league doesn't have a fucking head coach. Yeah, we're keeping Nick Sirianni. We just need a new offensive coordinator. And Nick Sirianni can't be the guy that hires that guy. It has to be the front office. It has to be Howie Roseman. Not having another corner across from Quinyon Mitchell, who played fantastic today. He gave up those 2 big plays early and then made up for it with 2 interceptions. That was in vain because this offense couldn't do anything. I think the offseason protocol is get an outside corner across from Quinyon Mitchell, fix this offensive line so it's healthy, get another offensive coordinator. Get a tight end. It's pretty simple. It's not a complicated offseason for the Eagles, in my opinion. It's pretty simple. We know what the problems are. We need to fix them. Um, this was a very, very disappointing season. It was an exciting season for the most part, but it was just frustrating. Um, yeah, man. All the trolls on the internet that hate the Eagles, hate Philly, that one was for you. Um, you can suck Brock Purdy's cock all night. Um, just line up at the end of his locker room to just go in there and just slurp him up because this this was your Super Bowl. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna say all the teams that hate Philly, all the NFC East teams, all the other teams that hate the Eagles. This was your Super Bowl victory. You vicariously lived a fake Super Bowl victory to the Niners today. So congratulations to y'all. Um, so you got that, and yeah, Ken Patullo's actual IRL safety is in danger. Please make sure that man is safe. Even though he sucks as an offensive coordinator, he does not deserve to lose his life over fucking sports and entertainment medium. Um, yeah, man. Howie Roseman's gonna have to work another great offseason. Um, you would think they will learn their lesson from 22 about rookie coordinators, first-time coordinators get given a Ferrari, but they didn't on offense. Vic Fangio also, I don't know how long he has left. He probably has like a year or two left before he probably hangs it up or leaves for a head coaching job. Maybe, I don't know. We still have the youngest defense in the league. It's still going to get better. But we just need another offensive coordinator in here, and we are good. That's literally all we need. It's a good, experienced OC that's going to stay here for 2 years at least. And, yeah, we got to get rid of KP. And that's it. That's all I got. A.J. Brown needs to stop pitching, complaining if he's going to drop passes in key moments in playoff games. New offensive coordinator, man. And his defense needs to show up, bro. I didn't think the second seed would matter, but it probably mattered. I still agree with the decision Nick made to rest the starters. I think that was the best decision. I think that was a good decision to rest starters. And I think it was a good decision to kick the field goal and trust your defense. It was just, again, the defense letting us down was the thing I didn't see coming. Because the offense played a subpar game. Bad game, maybe. Jake Elliott made his field goals. Missed the extra point when he made his field goals. But the defense letting us down, I didn't see that in the bingo card. Yeah, man. Now the Eagles join the other incredible fan bases that just love to hate on success in CANCUN. So, I guess we're going to see A.J. Brown try to fight some great Twitch content creator for floatie. Hey, A.J. Brown, whenever you're fighting for the floatie, make sure you actually catch it this time. Because those are the things that matter, right, A.J. Brown? You catching floaties in CANCUN, not catching actual passes in playoff games.